If you ever wanted to see mental illness distilled into a video game, today is the day. Hit the like button and subscribe, because this is what happens when you make a game with characters that look like they clean the toilets at Disney headquarters. This is the sloppiest slop that ever slopped out of Slopville. In the red corner we have Overwatch, and in the blue corner we have Overweight, also known as Concord. Oh, I tell you what, it's stuff like this that makes it so easy for me to make fun of them. I mean, the game is so woke that it got the IGN weirdos rock hard. Concord is the very first PvP game where you can take Ozempic in your loadout. Aren't you just excited? This is the most corporate, soulless thing I have ever seen. I mean, this isn't even Overwatch at home, it's completely homeless. The Concord director was like, no, I don't want any fresh ideas. Let's just make sure everything is just flamboyant as You know, when Concord was announced, I have to be honest, I was praying for its downfall. Oh look, another hero shooter, and it's not even free to play, it's DOA, Dead on Arrival. Actually, not only is it DOA, it's DEI. DEI meaning it's death to the entertainment industry with how fast these games are dying. With the diversity and inclusion nonsense. Now, I have never seen a more blatant example of we're making this for the modern audience than this. Well, guess what? You wanted the modern audience, you certainly got them, all 400 of them. And a bunch of them who are playing the game right now are probably developers and playtesters, not even real people. So I have to ask, where are all the alphabet people when you need them the most to play your game? It's almost as if they don't actually exist or even buy games. You know, let's just say these people exist. To those 400 people, they're calling you fat, ugly, and annoying. They aren't making these characters to look this way because they think you like them. They're making them this way because they think you can relate to them. That is a way more harsher insult that I could ever give you. So the message they're trying to put out there is that women can't be beautiful and you are the idiots who believe it. And the saddest part of this whole thing is that they spent 8 years making this garbage. This absolute dumpster juice. All that time spent in a bubble cupping each other's farts and suddenly finding out you made something that nobody wanted. That is fucking amazing. My god, that is just so sad. It took them 8 years. You want to know why it took them 8 years, ladies and gents? It took them 8 years because they spent 95% of that time making sure they removed everything that would have made it fun. That's right, an entire development cycle built to give the gamers literally nothing they want and everything they hate. And simultaneously wasting 8 years of their pathetic lives. I mean, wow, talk about Kurt Cobaining yourself. Anyway, this is what happens when you try and please unhinged people. A generic shooter with piss-poor dialogue that almost made me puke in disgust. It sounds like it was written by a 13-year-old Marvel movie fan. But then again, now that I think about it, their ideology can't produce people with good personality. They're pretty much just self-inserting themselves at every opportunity, which explains the lack of humor and any kind of coherent, believable dialogue. It's like the sweet baby lady said, when I was a child, I used to make up stories with me and my friends as the main characters. I mean, what kind of narcissistic, self-absorbed person says that? I want to be the main character in every story ever made, and they all have to look and sound like me. Yeah, you're fucking nuts. And by the way, bravo, those games are made for people like you. In this case, like 200 people. Also, bravo for helping sell even more copies of Black Myth Wukong with your disgusting, pathetic extortion tactics. Even with Steam taking 30% and Unreal taking their cut for Black Myth Wukong, they still made over $300 million cash in pocket. Meanwhile, you're speedrunning, shutting down every studio you come in contact with. I gotta tell you, the uglification of Western games needs to be studied, because propaganda would be 100% more effective if the characters were good looking and the gameplay was actually tolerable. And it's funny how they always claim to care about inclusivity and representation, yet they aren't bothered with excluding attractive women and other demographics they don't like. Isn't that just an odd coincidence? Now, I hope this teaches Sony to stick what they're actually good at: single player games. Stop milking the live service cow dry. It's funny to me how pathetic the industry has become. They never take any risks, all the while making the same mistakes, never trying to be original. They're totally fine chasing down the oversaturated market that will guarantee failure, and on that bombshell, Manic's out.